It's 2 in the morning and you're wide awake, staring at a screen, completely absorbed in the mechanics of black holes or ancient Sumerian architecture. From the outside, this looks like a lack of discipline. Society often labels this behavior as a distraction, the mark of someone who is unfocused, or perhaps a bit eccentric for prioritizing obscure facts over daily practicalities. There is a heavy social premium placed on the specialist, the person who picks one lane, masters one career, and filters out the world. However, recent psychological data suggests this wandering curiosity points to a specific cognitive architecture rather than a failure of focus. Patterns of uncontrollable learning often signal the presence of a high IQ mind, an intellect that operates on a different set of biological rules. To understand this connection, researchers at the University of London investigated the specific mental habits that correlate with exceptional intelligence. Their study found that gifted individuals consistently score at the top of the scale for a personality trait called openness to experience. In a practical sense, high openness manifests as a relentless intellectual hunger. It creates a mind that treats new ideas and obscure data points as essential fuel rather than peripheral noise. When you find yourself questioning why things work the way they do, your brain is actively seeking out a high level of mental stimulation. This is a biological state of demand. For a highly intelligent person, the brain requires constant, varied information to maintain its baseline function. This drive for information is hardwired into the neurochemistry of the brain. It leads to short bursts of deep obsession, where you might spend 48 hours absorbing everything possible about a complex subject with laser-like focus. Once the mind has extracted enough knowledge to understand the underlying system, the obsession often vanishes as quickly as it arrived, freeing the brain to find a new target. This cycle is powered by the brain's reward system. Every time a new, complex concept is successfully mapped, it triggers a significant release of dopamine. This makes the act of gathering high-level data a self-reinforcing biological habit. The brain is effectively hunting for the chemical satisfaction of an aha moment. To see the value of this trait, we can look at the opposite psychological profile. Studies often find that lower cognitive scores correlate with a marked lack of curiosity. In these cases, individuals tend to accept the world exactly as it is presented, showing little interest in the mechanics beneath the surface. This is often defined as cognitive rigidity, a state where the mind struggles to think flexibly or incorporate multiple conflicting perspectives. For a rigid mind, new information that contradicts an existing belief is often processed as a threat to the ego, leading to a defensive shutdown. This defense mechanism leads to a world viewed in absolute, black and white extremes, because the unknown is something to be avoided rather than explored. Highly intelligent minds bypass this defensive posture. Their high level of openness allows them to set the ego aside in favor of finding the most accurate information. Challenging new data is viewed as a mechanism to update their understanding of the world, like internal gears adjusting to fit a more complex reality. This creates a unique willingness to change one's perspective and challenge the status quo the moment the facts demand it. Seeking out the unknown becomes an essential function for a brain optimized to handle complexity and constant change. If you've been told your interests are too scattered or your questions are too frequent, consider the source of that judgment. That persistent late-night curiosity is often the most visible evidence of a mind that is operating at a high level of cognitive efficiency. This urge to learn is the primary engine of a brain designed to synthesize the world in its entirety. To continue exploring the hidden psychological patterns of human behavior and the mechanics of your own mind, subscribe and join us for the next deep dive.